In a quiet suburb of Boston, USA, in 2022, James Carter faced William Carter in their cozy, wood-paneled living room. The Red Sox game flickered silently on the TV, but the air was thick with tension. James had just revealed that Sophie was pregnant. William, a respected high school principal, turned pale, then red with fury. "You've thrown your future away," William shouted, slamming his fist on the coffee table. "You're a disgrace to this family." "Dad, I'm going to take responsibility," James stammered. "I love Sophie. We'll make it work." "Make it work?" William scoffed. "You're a kid with no job, no degree. Get out. You're not welcome here until you grow up." Linda Carter stood by the staircase, clutching her cardigan, her eyes pleading but silent. With a heavy heart, James grabbed a backpack, stuffed it with clothes, and left. The chilly Boston evening greeted him as he stepped onto the street, determined to prove William wrong. James and Sophie rented a tiny apartment in Dorchester, scraping by on Sophie's part-time bookstore job and James' gigs as a rideshare driver. When Lily Carter was born, the sleepless nights and endless bills tested their resolve. James enrolled in community college, studying computer science at night, while Sophie sketched designs for local boutiques, her creativity a flicker of hope in their struggles. Every rejection letter from job applications stung, but James kept pushing. He thought of William's words daily, using them as fuel. Sophie's unwavering support and Lily Carter's tiny smiles kept him grounded. They were a family, and he'd fight for them, no matter the cost. By 2025, James' persistence paid off. A professor recommended him for a coding boot camp, which led to a junior developer role at a Boston tech startup. Sophie's designs caught the attention of a local fashion brand, landing her a freelance contract. They moved to a modest but sunny apartment in Somerville, with a small balcony where Lily Carter played with her toys. James saved diligently, dreaming of a secure future for Lily Carter. Yet, the pain of William's rejection lingered. He wanted to show William what he'd achieved, not for approval, but to reclaim his dignity. Sophie encouraged him to reach out, but he wasn't ready. Not yet. 3 years after being cast out, James received a call from Linda Carter. William was a shadow of his former self, broken by a scandal involving Mark, a charismatic lawyer who'd swindled him in a real estate scam. The family's savings were gone, and William's reputation was in tatters. Linda begged James to come home. James, Sophie, and Lily Carter arrived at the Boston suburb in a rented SUV. James wore a crisp button-up, his confidence earned through years of grit. Lily Carter clutched a stuffed bunny. When William opened the door, his eyes widened at the sight of James, no longer the scared teenager he'd banished. "I'm not here to gloat," James said, his voice steady. "This is my family. This is Lily Carter. And there's something you need to know about Mark." James revealed a secret he'd buried for years. Mark, William's trusted friend, had assaulted him as a teenager, leaving James too ashamed to speak. The pregnancy had been a consequence of Sophie's support as James healed, not a reckless mistake. William's face crumpled, guilt replacing his pride. William broke down, apologizing through tears. "I failed you," he wept to James. James forgave him, not for William's sake, but for his own peace. He handed William documents, a deed to a small property James had bought to secure his parents' future, and proof he'd paid off their debts from Mark's scam. William bonded with Lily Carter, reading her bedtime stories, his stern demeanor softening. Linda helped Sophie launch a small design studio in Boston, while James mentored at-risk youth, sharing his story to inspire others. The Carter home, once silent with shame, hummed with laughter again. James never sought fame, but his quiet courage became a beacon. He started a non-profit for survivors of abuse, offering coding classes and safe spaces. Lily Carter grew up knowing her father as a man who turned pain into purpose. And in the Boston suburb, William walked with humility, proud of the son who returned not with vengeance, but with redemption.